I'm going to make my first $1,000 as an artist just from my art alone.
Ordinarily, I discover what my life means: clarity, focus, intuition, unfamiliar
I'm
territory.
Dario's Third Eye. I'm a multifaceted artist. I dabble in many forms of art, music, art, photography. The list goes on and on and on. But I'm on a 30-day challenge to make $1,000 from my artwork, either selling a small amount of pieces to get to $1,000 or a collection of pieces to get to $1,000. Either way, we are gonna get to this goal. So how do I plan to make $1,000 in a month from my art alone? Well, that's the fun part. I have no clue. So I took it upon myself to do what any artist or any person that doesn't know what to do. They asked for help. So I, one, asked my friends and family, two, did research, and three, we're actually on the third thing right now. I got my journal. This is the journal that I have planned all the ideas in. This is your guidebook. So let's lay it all out. I boiled it down to three main points. One, first, creating visibility. Okay, cool. Two, vulnerability. Oh, be vulnerable. Cool. Blah, blah, blah. Three, create demand. Creating visibility. This is one of the most simpler ideas that you could really grasp as you go into the field of art, because when you do anything like me, anything that involves visual art, it means that you need to be able to vocalize and showcase it to other people. That doesn't just mean making an Instagram post. It doesn't just mean showing up to an event. It means going beyond that, showcasing what your personhood is through unique facets and ways that also push and hoister up the thing that you actually want to do. So, creating visibility. It's simple. If people don't see your work, how could they ever feel compelled to buy it? And that is something that a lot of artists struggle with, and I could even say myself, I struggle with that. If it's one thing that I've overlooked about a lot of the pieces of art that I put out, and a lot of the music, artwork, photography, everything that I put out, is that I forget how much it matters to reshare the thing that you create. What was your reasoning for making it? Like there's a multitude of things that could course in the mind of a person that sees your artwork. So within myself, I have to say I kind of overlook it a lot, because I kind of realized I have a lot of art pieces that I just like throw up once, and then I'm just like, okay, that's it. And I don't even go back to it. And that's my fault. But the biggest thing that gets in the way of that point and mode of creation is the fact that you always feel like no one is paying attention to the work that you have done, not even yourself. So this is me telling myself, but telling you as well. Take a step back and really look back at the things that you created and see if you need to add anything to it. See if you want to share more about it. Reshare, repost, share a little thing about the art piece that no one would have even like guessed was the reason why you made it. You feel me? Or like how you even came up with the idea, because those things matter. Now, moving on to the second point that will help you and myself get to your first $1,000 from your art. Vulnerability. Yeah. To be honest, for me personally, I started this challenge because I got laid off from my job. Ooh, ooh, sad moment, but heavily relatable amongst the artist community. Like many of us, were put in a position in life and we have to just run with the rat race. But what happens when you don't really want to run with the rat race anymore? When the rat race can't fulfill your needs, especially the creative need, it is simple. You demand for your time to be placed in a space where the energy cultivates beauty, which brings me to my third point. But actually, before I go to the third point, be vulnerable. Be vulnerable with your quest to share your art, honestly. See, for me, my personal mission is to uphold the goodness within people. I love the idea of critical thinking. I love conversation. I love striking up conversation that allows people to shift their mindset or shift my mindset. If it's one thing about creativity and one thing about just being alive in general, is the fact that you can change. There's change all around. So inviting change, especially the positive change, is the one thing that I push for. And that is my vulnerable mission. That is what pushes me every time. So now to my third and final point. Probably one of the most important pieces that you can actually take and use actively. I mean, all three of these things you have to use actively, but this one is especially important. Creating demand. Creating demand. What does that mean? People yearn to be understood and held and cared for. So, what will you provide through your art? Well, for one thing, I want people to have a conversation, to bond, to also feel special when receiving my work. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of us want that similar feeling whenever someone will get a piece of our artwork or listen to our music or listen to that podcast or walk into our coffee shop or something. You want them to feel heard, seen, and taken care of. That's the most important thing, right? So honestly, you have to be able to place yourself in the headspace that says, okay, I want my art to be practical. And practical in a way that is still honest with you. If you sat down and you said, I want to buy an art piece to decorate my room, the first thing that you're probably going to think of is, oh, let me get a painting. Let me get a canvas print. You would have to get something that's specifically meant for decoration. It could even be a collection of mugs. It could be a sculpture. It could be the canvas prints. It could be those random things. Or if you're the type of person that likes to collect artists' portfolios, then make your own portfolio as a book. Imagine that. You like going to the library, finding those random artists and studying their work that they've done over the years. Why don't you do the same for your work? Put it in a book, and someone that has the same headspace as you is not going to go to the library or your website or whatever and buy that portfolio and say, oh, let me study how they did this. People need this thing. You have to make it feel like people need and can't go a day without the artwork that you are providing. As I am going through these days, as I am going through my planning phase of this 30-day art challenge, I am finding myself just one, researching ways I can actually do so, and two, going back on the art that I've done in the past and just seeing like, oh, there's a lot of things that people just love about my work, and there's a lot of things that I overlook that I could give attention back to that could actually place me in a better position doing this challenge, or just in a better position trying to create a self-sustaining art business. So create demand for yourself. Create demand for yourself. You are the type of person that is going outside into the world, buying or consuming whatever type of art piece because you like it. You have to be able to put yourself in the consumer's shoe in the same way to look at your art piece and say, I like that piece. I need to have it. I need to put it on my wall. I need to have the trading cards. I need to have a book in hand of the artwork that this person has. And those three specific things I mentioned because those are all products that I am working on or that are already on my website. So check them out. All in all, make sure that you're doing something honestly for you. Don't do what the next person is doing unless you have a grasp of how it would work for you. Are you the type of artist that would dive into that world? Are you the type of artist that would collect a vinyl record? Are you the type of artist that would collect books? I don't know. But if you want to make that product, you better make sure that it aligns with who you are. Now, so honestly, I have my plan. I thought my plan would be more like, oh, do this, that, and the third. Like very action oriented plans. But as you can see, a lot of, like, all three of the things that I mentioned in this video, they're very contingent on a mindset. One, creating visibility. That's very action oriented, I could say that, but it also makes you frame the idea of how you can make yourself visible. What about your art can you do creatively to ensure that it is in front of people's eyes? And then two, being vulnerable, that is more of the mindset, making sure that you take off the chip off your shoulder, you shrug off the ego, and you take away the pride, and you allow yourself to be seen, because you are human as well as the person watching the video. And three, creating demand. That's also a headspace shift, like placing yourself in the consumer's shoes, placing yourself in the person's shoes that views art as a necessity. Yeah, that's my plan. That's our plan. You guys can join me on this journey. I honestly encourage you to. So I want to see all of us succeed. But now that I mention it, this all doubles back to my latest project, the Abstract Appreciation, which is a collection of art pieces, some like these. Check it out. Check out the website. It's a collection of art pieces and appreciative pieces towards my friends and family, the universe itself. It comes in the shape and form of music and more music that is coming out. Art pieces that reflect on a type of deepness and questioning of the self, and then art pieces that reflect what I think of my friends and the environment around me. Yeah, but as I expand on what the Overseers are, like the Overseers series in general, I just think there's more I could do. There's really more I could do. So I think I'll start there. This is one of the things I've been overlooking. I think I'll start there.